Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. I'm returning to you for a Tuesday album review, and sorry for the lengthy delay for this Tuesday album review. I was trying to do it last night, but honestly I got really tired and I just wanted to play my Resident Evil 4 2016 PS4 version for it, so I wanted to play that on the PS4. So basically I'm returning to you for Rascal Flatts' Feels Like Today album that I wanted to review. I know the last Rascal Flatts album I reviewed was in September for the Tuesday album reviews, so now I'm going on to the third album. So I'm going to discuss what I listened to for all 12 songs. The 12th song is the bonus track, which is Skin Sarah Beth, which I got some nice things to say about that song. So basically, let's dive right into this Tuesday album review for season 5 episode 19. So hopefully you'll enjoy the review. And the first track I meant to say, I'm thinking it's like a end of the year video, so sorry about that. The first track is Where You Are. I really enjoyed this track. It sounds really nice with the vocals from Gary Levox, and the harmonization from Jay and Joe are pretty amazing. So I really enjoyed this track. It's a great opening track to the album. I mean, it's more country rock stuff that they do, but I think it sounds nice for what they go for with this track, so 5 out of 5. Bless the Broken Road is a pretty good song. This is probably one of my favorite country rock artists for the band I really enjoyed. Country rock bands, I meant to say, that I personally dug in the 2000s and 2010s era and all that. So they kind of stopped making music after 2017. They tried making an EP, I think, in 2020 or something like that. But honestly, they just stopped after the Here's to Us album. So basically, I think Bless the Broken Road was my favorite song. It sounds really nice with Gary Levox's vocals, and the drum work when it gets into the second chorus sounds pretty good. So 5 out of 5. Then I Did is my favorite song. Really like this track for what it goes for. It sounds really nice overall, and I think Gary Levox's vocals in the background and Joe Don and Jay singing in the background. Mostly Gary Levox shines in this track with his vocals. Sounds really good, so 5 out of 5. Feels Like Today, the title track, is a personal favorite too. I really like this track. Sounds really good with Gary's vocals. Melody-wise, it's really nice and very uplifting of a track. About feels like your life's changing and all that. So it's about things changing all of a sudden and all that, and somehow you gotta accept it. So change is usually a good thing, but it depends on the person too. So basically 5 out of 5 for Feels Like Today. Fast Cars and Freedom is a pretty good track. I mean, the lyrics have some weird lyrics, but I think it sounds good, on point for how the song structurally sounds, and the chorus is my favorite part. And You Don't Look a Day Over Fast Cars and Freedom, that Sunset Riverbank First Time Feeling lyric is probably the best part of the song. Excuse my coughing. My throat was a little scratchy. Had some tingle in my throat. Fast Cars and Freedom is a great song, so 5 out of 5. When the Sand Runs Out is a pretty good song overall. I think Gary Levox's vocals sound really nice with the melody. It's a really mellow-paced song, but it works for what it's going for, so 5 out of 5. Here's to You was kind of a least favorite. I didn't hate this song, I just was like, it's good for what it is, but not my personal favorite track, so it's a 4.5 out of 5. I don't hate it. Gary Levox's vocals sound good in it, but it's just the lyrics are hit or miss, so 4.5 out of 5. The Day Before You is my favorite song. I really like how the melody sounds, and it changes its melody towards the end of the song, and it sounds really good with Gary Levox's vocals. So I'm really digging this track. So this is a pretty good song. 5 out of 5. Breakaway is a solid track. I just didn't really have much enjoyment, but I thought it was good for what it was. It just is a little repetitive where it relies on the chorus a bit too much. And the verses are alright. They're not terrible verses, but they're not the best. So this track's a 4.5 out of 5 for me. It's a least favorite, but it's good in its own way. Holes is a pretty good track. I really like how the melody and the lyrics sound all the same, meaning it's really good for how it sounds overall. So this is a pretty strong track. I really enjoyed Holes by Rascal Flatts, 5 out of 5. Oklahoma Texas Line is a solid track. Not my favorite, but it is officially the last song before you get to the bonus track for the closing track for the album. But still 4.5 out of 5 for this one. Didn't hate it, just a little too country for me personally, but I think it's fine for what it went for. Skin Sarah Beth is a song about a girl that has cancer, and it shows in the music video about it, and she's struggling dealing with her diagnosis and prognosis and just having to go through this tough time, and then her boyfriend decides to shave his head and in support for her and all that. So it's pretty nice song and pretty sad, but has a nice message behind it, and just overall, I think Gary Lee Vox's vocal sounded nice in it, and just overall, the song melody and how it sounded overall was pretty nice. Great closing track to end the album, and pretty sad song, but the meaning behind it was pretty helpful for those who are struggling with cancer and are dealing with that stuff. I can't relate, but I can sympathize with that whole thing and all that, but basically, it's a nice song, and it ended the album pretty well. So 5 out of 5. Overall, production, mixing, and execution-wise, I think Feels Like Today album by Rascal Flatts is a pretty good album. Not my personal favorite, but it did pretty well for what I went for. I think it's a pretty strong album. So if I were to give this album an overall score, I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10 for Rascal Flatts Feels Like Today. It's a pretty good album. I'm not sure if it's one of my favorites because there's 3 songs that I was unsure about, like Here's to You, Breakaway, and Oklahoma Texas Line were my least favorites, but they were good songs. Just had a few execution flaws as the performance of the track went on and how it progressed with the song. It just sounded iffy to me. But overall, the rest of the album, 9 out of 12 songs, are pretty amazing. So, yeah, this is a pretty strong album. So, 8.5 out of 10 for this Tuesday album review for Season 5, Episode 19 for Rascal Flatts Feels Like Today album. Thank you for watching this Tuesday album review today.